Hello, hello, Cancer. Welcome to your April 2019 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Cancer. And while I pull these oracle cards, go ahead and pay attention if there's anything that wants to come up today. You can set your intention and see if you get some answers. So I am going to lay this spread out for you, and then we will dive into the reading. Okay, so I have these mindfulness cards which give really straightforward advice, and I'm getting the insight and awareness is the category that's right for you. Oh, here we go. Open mind, closed mind is what this says. I know that these don't really show up on camera that well, so let me read it. Sometimes our minds feel very bright, clear, and open, and other times they feel fuzzy, constricted, or closed. Instead of fixating on specific emotions, pay attention to what your mind feels like overall. What words describe your state of mind? Practicing this act of noticing without judgment will help you cultivate awareness. And if anything like judgment creeps in, then simply be aware of that too. I noticed that this so much, especially around like things that are considered like toxic emotions, like jealousy or anger or comparison. And the thing is, it's like you're a human being with a full spectrum of emotions, right? Even people who practice being mindful and being in a state of deep meditation a lot of the time, like how many monks do you think have experienced like pain and grief and jealousy and anger? Like they are also human beings. And so when you can just remind yourself of like, oh, I'm experiencing some jealousy or fear coming up, it actually neutralizes it. So practice that this month, because I think it's really going to help you see and feel things clearly rather than beating yourself up. Now, the animal card for you this month is deer. Okay, so maybe going at a slower pace. And it's interesting that there's also some awareness that's coming from this card as well. It's like just noticing, because when I'm thinking about the archetype of a deer, I'm thinking about like their behavior out in the wild and how they're really paying attention to all of the things that are around them while still being present. So it's about doing both, like having the awareness, being able to witness things that are happening while still being grounded and centered, right? Like they're scanning the horizon for predators and paying a lot of attention. And in the same breath, they can still graze the grass, eat the plants, and rest and relax. So it's about striking that balance. And then we have harvest. Prep soil for optimal growth. Your crop is ready for harvest. Don't let it die on the vine. It may be time to call it done. So this is like take action or let it go. That's kind of the energy that comes along with this card, is just, you know, if you wait too long, sometimes the timing just doesn't work out and you might need to shift gears. So if you feel like something is ready to be picked, get on it. Now, the central energy for you this month is the Ace of Cups. Yay! Yes, this is just an awesome card to have because it is that internal, being able to fill your own cup, being able to be overwhelmed with an abundance of love. And this is something that has to be cultivated within the self. It's not something like people can love you to death, but if you don't experience or acknowledge that for yourself, it's not going to be received from others. So just pay attention to where you feel like perhaps you have some blocks around that or maybe some resistance around that, and just see if you, again, notice and acknowledge every single thing that's coming up for you. Let's see what the crossing energy is, King of Wands. So if you're interested in manifesting a fire sign, this would be a good month to do that, because you guys, I think a lot of you probably know the Ace of Cups is also the new love card. So if you are looking for a partnership that's on the table, this could also be a supporter, right? It could be a person, like maybe you need a practitioner or someone to assist you, a business partner, someone to help that you feel really aligned with. That can also be what's going on with the King of Wands. But either way, I think that as you're filling your own cup, you're getting more energy, because the King of Wands is the king of energy, like that life force and vitality, being able to use that fire in order to achieve the things that you want. And so the energy that you have this month is going to be dependent on how much you're loving yourself, how much you're caring for yourself, how much you're filling your cup. So don't take that lightly. What is shifting out for you is the moon. So I think there was, and perhaps this had something to do with Pisces season, because this is Pisces card, where it's kind of that nebulous Neptune energy of feeling like you're floating off into outer space. So maybe there was a lot of ungrounded, uncertain, unformed ideas and feelings that were taking place. And now I think it's getting a little bit more grounded, where you're able to recognize it and see it a little bit more clearly without the overwhelm of water, because sometimes it can be really overstimulating and a little bit too confusing. But remember that you always come down from the moon. The moon is a temporary state, and so you're really shifting out of that and actually integrating the information that was coming from that moon experience. The oncoming energy for you is the Eight of Swords. I'm going to clarify this one just because it is a little bit up in the air. Like, this goes back to that idea of not being able to see what's coming up or know for certain what's ahead. And I have Justice. So this comes back to, what are you thinking about the situations? What is going on mentally for you? And remember, if you're able to master your perception, you can master your life. Like, any situation, any unfortunate circumstance, any frustration, any emotion suddenly becomes more palatable. And it really does become easier, because human beings are so freaking resilient. Like, we can work through anything. We can overcome anything. You see it all the time. Like, I see resiliency in just about everyone on the planet. And so this is something where you can make that more accessible for yourself. You know, it's easy to see it in others. It's very hard to see that within ourselves. And I think that's what this month is about for you, is finding that within yourself and being able to see that clearly. The outward manifestation is the Two of Wands. Perhaps there's a little bit of a waiting game or wanting something to come in. I'm going to clarify this one too. I just feel like there's some more information here with this Two of Wands. Ten of Cups. Yeah, so come from a place of conviction. Whatever it is that you're manifesting, my best piece of advice is that if you need something, no matter what the circumstance, no matter what's going on, ask for what it is, or rather demand. Like, come from a place of conviction, like, I am calling in blank. I am manifesting blank. It's something you're doing right now. You're creating it right now. So use this to your advantage, because I think that if you come from a space of Ten of Cups, like, there's no way for me to lose in this situation, it makes it come in faster. So use that to your advantage. Now in the subconscious, we have the Emperor. Yeah, so grounding out those emotions, I think that April really brings that to you. And so you're able to see things clearly, you're able to feel into your body a little bit more, witness, take more action. Maybe March was an off month for you where perhaps you weren't able to do as much. or maybe you needed way more rest. Whenever I see the moon, that comes up too. It's like, man, it's kind of hard to take action when you're in the state of the moon. It's a lot easier to take action when the Emperor is sitting there, because this is like, get it done. This is Aries card. Initiate. So this all looks, it looks like it's really cohesive, and this is a nice shift of energy. Now, the advice for you this month is the World. Recognize that what you have lying ahead is simply open road for your creation. I know that there's a lot of, I think people really desire there to be like a set path or something that already exists for them, like something they're meant to do or meant to be, or like something that's already decided and predetermined. But the thing is, you have all of the potential and ability to create the life and experiences that you desire, just as much as you have a lot of potential to create the opportunities and experiences that you don't desire. And this is why there's a big push for mindset and everything like that, and seeing things clearly and keeping your perception in check and on point is medicine for you, because it's kind of like a playground where you can just sculpt a blueprint and create whatever it is that you're desiring. And so that's what the World is reminding you of, is, hey, there's all this open space for you to create. The sky is the limit. What are you needing in this moment? And then call that thing in, like really work on that this month. I think manifestation honestly is going to be big for you, because there's so much about like where your energy is going and the mindset around it that can really help you. The external influences, we have the Hierophant, so structure. If there's a way to implement some structure into your day-to-day life, do it. If there's a little bit of ritual or routine that you can start to weave in, it's going to support you a lot. And I think you kind of have the right environment, the right feel, the right mood in April to make that happen. Because when the Hierophant is sitting in the external, I mean, I'm not seeing this as being an institution or anything like that. I think we all kind of have to deal with institutions in some capacity, but more than that, it's like you have an opportunity. I think you have the energy, you have the clarity to start doing things consistently, like each and every day, that support you in some way. Now, the hopes and fears, we have the Nine of Swords. This is just, it's like the fear card in the fear position, right? Like, I'm worried that I'm going to go back to the way things were. I'm worried that nothing's ever going to improve. I'm worried that I can't make this happen. There's so much self-doubt coming off of this card. And this is, what I find is that when there's a lot of self-doubt, that comes from separation from other, and feeling like you're isolated, you know, you're alone out there and there's nothing left for you. And that is so far from reality. Like at the end of the day, when our bodies expire, we go back to source, and it's essentially all collective. So the Nine of Swords is just really about separation. At least that's what it's highlighting. And I think that, you know, the remedy for this as well is connection. Like any way that you can feel connected, experience connection. Maybe this video makes you feel connected. But anything that you can hold on to like that is going to help reduce this fear picture that's sitting right here. And once you're able to kind of recognize, oh, this is me slipping into isolation and separation, then you can, that's the opportunity to shift it. The outcome of the month of April is death. This is, and I'm a big fan of the death card because it's about that fresh start, that new mentality, that new integrated information. You know, the old parts of you that have not served you are dead and gone. And so the revised version, the higher version of you can actually emerge. But the death card is necessary. You have to let go of those old bits and pieces in order to see the new growth. And to clarify it, we have the Emperor. Mastering the subconscious, recognizing, you know, what it is that's been planted early, what's coming up for you. And then as you're able to cope and heal from whatever it is that you have going on, you're actually able to make great strides as a result. Okay, so for those of you that are new to my channel, first of all, hello and welcome. And we're getting into the timeline portion. So this is going to be the first, second, third, and fourth quarter. That'll be where you end the month of April. But let's go ahead and get started. This is where you start the month. Strength, personal power. This is that energy that I'm reading here with the Ace of Cups and the King of Wands. It's like that personal aha, that ability to get things done and make things happen. So I think you start off April feeling much stronger than you probably did in March. And then the second quarter is the World. This is what I was talking about here with, like, it is an open road. It's an open plot of land. You can build and create whatever it is that you want and whatever it is that you desire. So start playing with those ideas. I think you might get a lot of information and download and clarity about what steps you need to take, but you kind of want to start playing with what are you manifesting? Like, what are you wanting? And it can be really abstract in the beginning, because I know that some people are like, well, I don't know what I want. And the best thing that you can do is just start with abstract things. Like, are you just wanting more ease in your lessons? Then stick with a mantra, like, let it be easy. Let this whole process be easy. You know, let this be gentle. Let this be a positive experience. And I'm saying stick with a mantra like that so that, one, it can manifest, and it's going to help with the subconscious stuff that you have going. Third quarter, we have Temperance. Things are really balancing out. I think this is reflecting the justice, where you're kind of able to see things a bit more clearly. And it's that balance between acknowledging what it is that's happening for you, as well as having the awareness piece around it and being present in the moment. All right, and then wrapping up April, we have the Seven of Cups. So it might actually be that a lot of things come through. There's probably a lot of these, like, things that you've been manifesting or calling in start to make an appearance towards the end of the month. And it might actually be a bit overwhelming, like, oh wow, there's a whole bunch of things that are starting to come through. So I think it's really exciting stuff, because you have so much potential to create a lot in April. Now we're going to do a 3-card pick. I am using an oracle card or an oracle deck this month for this 3-card pick. So just in case you your question changes as a result. But you guys know the drill. You can pick a card, any card, as few or as many as you'd like. Card number 1, everything will be okay. Could there possibly be a more straightforward card? I'm not sure. But this is just reminding you of that. Everything will be okay. The darkest of nights still can experience some light. Like, there's always going to be a dawn, okay? The world keeps turning. Things are going to be okay. You cannot lose. You cannot lose at life. And I want to remind each and every one of you that no matter what type of experience you're having in this lifetime, it truly is my belief that we all end up enjoying the time that we've spent on Earth, no matter what. And I mean that, no matter what. At the end of the day, that is where we're able to look back at our time on Earth and love every moment that we spent embodied. But when you're embodied now, it can be really hard to see that. So just remember that things will be okay. Card number 2, gifts to the portal. This is about making an investment first without having results immediately. So you're going to want to invest energetically before you actually see things come in, because that's going to show the universe you're serious. Like, hey, I'm serious about making this stuff happen. So take steps to get there, you know, start doing research, start taking action in some capacity, even if there's no payoff immediately. Card number 3, we have what is hidden will be revealed. So expect answers this month. I can tell you that for sure. There's going to be a whole bunch of clarity blast through. There's a lot of information that's going to come your way. So, you know, keep your eyes peeled, because that's really going to work for you this month. It's just like whatever you've been wondering, you're going to get that information delivered this month. Okay? So that is all that I have for you this, during this video. So I hope that you've enjoyed this reading as much as I've enjoyed reading for you. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, Cancer. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget, if you would like to follow me on Instagram, it's at Onyx Healing, and you're welcome to work with me one-on-one in any capacity. Lots of links in the description box to make that happen. If you're interested in more content, like on Patreon, you can check that out as well. All of the decks that I've used are listed in the description box if you want to check those out. And until next time, I wish each and every one of you nothing but the best. Have a beautiful April, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.